Hi guys, Ray here, City Fan TV. An end of an era, guys. An end of an era. Sergio Aguero, his last game in Manchester for Manchester City. He's gone. He's gone. Next season he'll be playing for Barcelona. Barcelona indeed. Guys, it's great to have a few of you on. I'll do your comments and then we'll get banging in on chatting about what happened today in of Everton. Make sure my microphone's on. I don't want to get done by you guys. RJ doing good. Greatest of all time. Start with the brace after coming off the bench. Etihad ends with the brace after coming off the bench. Etihad. Hey, Ikram. Poetic symmetry. Dre says couldn't ask for anything more except a hat-trick. Well done, City couldn't pass his Rooney record and drowns Manchester in blue. How good was KDB? Oh, another good performance from KDB with a couple of assists and a goal. Can't remember everything. Too much going on. Too much going on. Passes, he was great. But Everton were horrible. Horrible. And no right alive or pass could have written that script. Those 10,000 in the stadium must be very lucky, says Haj. Hey, Abhishek, hope you're well, buddy. Best striker to ever play in the Premier League. How good was Aguero? Could have had one or two more. Absolutely. He had that shot that he hit straight down the throat of Pickford. I thought, just hit it across. Hits it across the keeper. Good on the floor. Good chance to score. But hey, Pickford saved it. And that header that Pickford saved that was going in at the far post. Even United and Liverpool fans must have been happy. United and Liverpool fans are really happy that Sergio Aguero is leaving Manchester City because he was a thorn in their sides. He's been a thorn in their sides for the last 10 years. Son was awful again, missed a few 1v1s and didn't do anything top. He was, I mean, he's mixed for me, Haj. As usual, I will say, not good enough. You had those chances. Gabriel Jesus had chances. And he didn't pass. Early on, he had an easy one. I think he could have put Sterling in or Foden or whoever for a tap-in, but he didn't. Yeah, was it Foden for a tap-in? Gabriel Jesus being greedy. And I said, if you miss your chance, it's you're going to get the brickbats. You're going to get the criticism. So, the next time he had a chance for a pass, I think to Sterling this time, he didn't pass. He left Godfrey on the floor and scored himself. But if he'd missed again, I don't like that 1 out of 2 because honestly, we should have had 2 out of 2 goals. 2 great chances. We should have had the 2 goals. Gabriel Jesus showing us once again. For me, he's going to fall short. I think he's going to fall short. So Sterling, it didn't do it enough for me. Sterling. Obviously, playing with almost our best side, okay, that helps him. Sterling gives him more space, gives him more opportunity, gives him fewer people that are going to close him down because they're worried about KDB, because they're worried about other players coming through. So I accept that. It's slightly, obviously, in his favour. But he had those opportunities and he's got to do better. He's got to do better. And I think Pep might start him. I've got this sneaky feeling Pep might start in the Champions League final because he works well with KDB. He looks a bit more dangerous, but when it comes to it, clinical finishing, it's not there. Kun still proving what Jesus is missing. Jesus man of the match, B.A. Faris, absolutely no chance. Fernando, when he got the ball, always looked for Aguero. Fernandinho was awesome. Awesome. He did stuff that you wouldn't expect. And Aguero's first goal came from Fernandinho nicking the ball from their throw-in. He made that. What's amazing is that we should have scored more. Raz really and truly didn't push it into Champions. I don't think he's pushed himself in, but you don't know. Pep Jesus was decent, but he was greedy. Absolutely. Can you imagine 2 chances, 2 goals, game done? Against Chelsea, we have 2 chances. We need to score 2 goals. Get it done. Fantastic win. Let's just try and keep those comments going. Adam says, fantastic win and good way to get ready for the Champions League final. Too greedy, says Arch. That's on Jesus, I think. I didn't see that score. Hey, hi, Harry. Yeah, I thought City would get a couple ahead and just leave it at that. But Everton were poor, let's be honest. Rodri's missed, Gabby's missed, Mahrez post. Was it post or crossbar? I can't remember. I mean, there's so much going on. So much going on. And so occasionally you turn your head eyes off and you miss something. Bit sad that Leicester bottled top four and both Chelsea and Liverpool and top four. Look, but Leicester were winning 2-1. They had to win the game. They lost to Spurs. They lost to bottle job Spurs. Leicester were Spursy. That's the comment. Who would have thought Leicester would have been Spursy? No one would have. I'm gonna have to put that out. Who? Let's come on Twitter. Come on Twitter. Stay with me, Twitter. Who? I have to put this tweet out. Would have thought be Leicester. Leicester. Who would have thought that Leicester would be the ones that ended up being Spursy? Who would have thought that? I might get a few people to comment on that. Every time someone took the ball, they quickly look for a goal, absolutely, because they want that hat-trick. Country clinical finishing, well, I'm not so sure. He only got 2 goals, man. You know, clinical finishing, he'd have scored at least 1 more. Jesus misses his chances as well. Gabby always scores against Everton. Hey, Andy, wow. Why did Jesus get sub too early? Give other people a chance to have a game. He might start, you know, Pep's looking for something different. Fernandino turning to KDB of all of a sudden. You couldn't write the Aguero story. Absolutely buzzing, says Andy Hoyle. Hi, Zohaib, hope you're well. I think you're right, Harches. Harry about Gabriel Jesus starting in the Champions League final. Same team as PSG second leg for Harge. Aguero will be missed, absolutely. Zohaib. Not beating Chelsea next week would be a football tragedy. Been tell people they have the depth, but they just don't. Not good. Same when they beat Bayern in Champions League years ago. Dino gets 2 assists. Dino's top dog, man. Dino is top dog. Champions League final, we have to be extremely motivated for Aguero. Sterling also had chances today, but showed nothing apart from pace. The end product was nothing. Faris says we looked assured in the final for the final. Unlike Chelsea, they're dodgy. Chris Patterson says Aguero scoring good brace is better than a hat-trick. He scored the exact amount to break the record. Gracias. Come. They were not Spurs. They won something. Yeah, Harry. I understand what you mean, but it's too late now. My tweet is out there. For me, they were Spurs the way they bottled the league. You saw the game on. No, Faris, I turned the game off within 30 seconds. I don't have the same feeling, and obviously I've got the stream, and I've got someone else's I'm going on later. Just watching the lads lift the trophy. We won and Aguero scored. Hey, you can't knock it, man. You got to be happy. Sergio Con Aguero does it for City. Yeah, it is disappointing that some of the results, but hey, you know, it's going to be all these seasons. Every season, it's going to be interesting and exciting. You know, next season we've got new managers coming. I mean, Spurs need a new manager. Wolves need a new manager. Not West Brom need a new manager. I'm not sure. Everton, you know, I mean, if you're Ancelotti, would you want to stick around at Everton? They finished, 10th? Rubbish, man. Rubbish. Would you stick around? So there's a lot of new managers going to be knocking around. So it's going to be interesting. Obviously, new players coming in. Every season's exciting for different reasons. But usually the same, different, you know, because there's different players. There's different players to get excited about. You know, is Harry Kane coming? It really feels like that could happen. You know, if City are telling Aguero that you can go, you know, even if it's, and I don't think it's an argument. Simply Aguero wanted 2 years, City offered him 1, because City said it's up to Aguero when he leaves. But like people have said, City must have had something up their sleeves. And the talk is that City, the word on the street is that City have been talking to Kane's representatives months ago. So they knew, yeah. So it's going to be really interesting, guys, what City have got planned, because Aguero he's still a very, very decent player. He's still got a little bit about him, you know, a little bit about him. So We'll see what happens. Bottle job. I'm just seeing it's all about the bottle. It's all about the bottle job. Anyway, let's go through some of your comments. Golden Glove for we already had that Prithvi and another clean sheet. Nope, Faris, I can watch it later, man. I'd rather talk to you guys. Honestly, I can watch them lifting the trophy later. I think Aguero will come on, score the winning goal in the Champions League final. It just feels like it's written in the stars. Magic, man. Best City player of all time. Do you think Fernand will start the final? I hope so, Haj. The fact he played so long today, I think so. Everton have a few good players. They do, Harry, but they've got no heart. You just see they've got no heart. It's just Aguero's injury problem. It's the mix, not as fast as he was. And we're playing a different style. We need more energy from him. We need more energy. No doubt that he still has it, but his fitness is unreliable at all. Absolutely. Yeah, you can do both, Faris. Look, I get sometimes, look, have you noticed sometimes when I look on Twitter at comments, I lose what I'm saying. So I've got to get it right. Wow, this is a stat. Leicester have finished outside the top 4 after just 3 games in the last 2 seasons and managed to not qualify for the Champions League once. They've been in the top 4 all the time. All the time. Last season they dropped out. They missed out on the last day. Today they've missed out on the last day again. They're just bottle jobbers. Big, bad bottle jobbers, Spurs. But not Spurs. I mean, Spurs are bottle jobbers as well. But obviously, Leicester were the Spursy bottle jobbers today. I mean, it was really poor on their part. I think the way they've thrown it away this season is really poor. Edison saved a penalty. Finally, Leicester in the top 4 more than any other club in the last 2 seasons. Not just this season, I think, Haj. Over the last 2 seasons, they've spent more time in the top 4 than any other club. And they're right. Munecho. Hey, hola. ¿Cómo estás, Munecho Galanto? Munezo. Can I say Munezo? Aguero, what a player, man. What a player. It's a shame that he couldn't do it as much on the international stage. Argentina have got such talent. You know, when you just look at people like Di Maria, you look at people like Messi, you look at Aguero, and you can't do this sort of, you can't do it on the international stage. Faris says, I think Chelsea making top 4 will make it easy for us in the final. Well, it works both ways, Faris. It's a load off their mind. It's a load off their mind. Okay, they're in the final. That takes. You can argue it's a free hit. It's a free hit. If they hadn't made the Champions League, that final, they had to beat City to qualify. Extra pressure. Now, honestly, I think they can look at it as a free hit. That's how, as a manager, that's what I'm saying. It's a free hit, guys. We've made the final. Let's go out and do this. Argentina to win the Copa America. It's a long time coming, Haj. Zohaib says Sterling is overrated. Andy says, I've teased my ass tonight. How am I going to sleep tonight? It feels like night through 20 over again. Hey, look, guys, it hits people. It hits you in the feels in different ways. I have not got a heart of stone, but I don't feel it the same. It's been a long time coming. He's been injured. He's been injured since last season. It's a long time coming. Love how English media hype up all their players, but in the end up doing nothing in the Euros. I think England have got a good chance, but I'm not keen on the manager. Argentina's team selection is obviously a joke, says Haj. Higuain cost Messi the 2014 World Cup. England team this year is looking is on fire. If you think you've got people like Jude Bellingham, you've got people like Phil Foden, you've got people like what's his face, Jack Grealish, you've got Jadon Sancho. I mean, that's pretty decent straight away. If John Stones can play for England like he plays for City, I think he's going to got a chance. I told you when I did I don't know if you were here when I talked about when I did the team news, and I said I'll do a watch along. Definitely, Harry. I'll do a watch along for the final. The thing is, Faris, it's been a long time coming with Sergio. It's not felt the same. Yaya spoilt his copybook towards the end. Company was obviously tough, but he surprised us. We didn't know he was going to leave, so we found out the day after. After the cup final against Watford, we beat Watford 6-0. Then Company comes out and says he's leaving. And Aguero, we know David Silva obviously was last season. Aguero's been coming. He's hardly played. He's hardly played for end of last season and on pretty much all of this season. And we've seen, he's on the decline. We knew for months that there's a chance he's going to leave, and now obviously it's been confirmed. And a lot of stuff that's gone on with the club has taken a bit of pleasure out of the football. It has, COVID and everything else not going, but some of the stuff the club have done themselves, where they've just shown themselves to be, it's big business. And look, I've known it's been big business for years, and I know that generally you've got to do something. You can't just totally against them, but some of the stuff they've done is not for the fans. The way they've distributed tickets, it's not for the fans. The way they've been taking money by dubious means, let's say, in my opinion, worse than dubious means. They've been taking money from the platinum membership, and people say, "Oh, look, shit, Mansour's paying for the trip to the final." Yeah, I worked out that it could actually be costing him 600 grand, 500-600 grand, because he's not booking a flight. He's paying for the plane. He's paying for charter flights. He's not booking tickets with somebody else. He's paying for the charter flights or the planes himself. So it's not going to cost as much as if you're paying for the charter flights with another company who's making their profits, and all the middlemen making their profits. Okay, so that's the first thing, and that's the money they've taken from us from in the last season on platinum, which is basically a con. The club know it's unfair. The club know it's generally not benefiting the fans that they pretend it was benefiting, and they kept taking our money. So, I knew it was wrong. I knew it was unfair, but you do it because you don't want to fall behind. You don't want to miss out. And yes, being a platinum member has got me an extra few thousand points, but it's wrong. And I understand the frustration of people who've been a fan for 40 years who couldn't go today because they did it on a ballot. I said for me, it should have been done. I'm not bothered that I didn't go, because it's one of those things. Look, I wasn't there for the 93-20 moment because we were living in France and I couldn't come. It's one of those things. There's many games I've missed that I would have loved to have been to, but it is what it is. But the fans, if you've been a fan for 40 years, you had a season card for 40 years and you can't go, I think that's harsh. I think that's really, really harsh. Anyway, there's a lot of people unhappy about that. So I don't feel it as much, Faris, because there's, as someone said to me, the bond you have with the club has been strained for some people and broken for others, and it's not great. Is Messi the greatest of all time? For me, he is, Sohaib, yeah. Are you doing a 20? Yeah, I'm doing 29. Well, don't get me wrong, it's the right time, but it's the wrong way. Oh, yeah. What a way to about it. Absolutely, Andy. It's because we knew a long time ago, for us. I've just hopefully explained, so Aguero's going, we've known for a long time, and he's been on the decline and everything else. Whereas I don't think David Silva was as much on the decline as Aguero. And obviously the things that be going on with the club, taking our money for nothing. And then they talk about the loyalty, and there is no loyalty, because basically they were called loyalty points, and they weren't loyalty points. Then they changed it to ticket points because they weren't loyalty. It just leaves a bad taste. I think Silva had the worst ending off, same with Zabaleta. Hey, Alexander, hope you're well, buddy. No change to Silva only because Zabaleta, although he didn't end it with a trophy, he at least had fans. Silva didn't have any fans, nor a trophy. Yeah, it's tough, Faris. It was. Aguero is better than Rooney, Shearer, and everyone that passed in the Premier League. He's one of the best. Munetho. I'm not sure he's the best. I still, he obviously what helps is he's been here 10 years. Henry was up there, and I still. I remember when we did something last season with that. We had basically fans from Arsenal, City, United, and Chelsea. I think we were looking at those sides. We're doing a best 11, and I didn't give it to Aguero. I for my striker, I said Thierry Henry above Aguero. Zohaib, nope. I hardly ever watch any other fan channels now. Hardly ever. I watch bits and pieces with people I occasionally collaborate with, but I've seen a bit of Patrick's channel and one or two others, but I hardly. I mean, the last time I watched Man City Fan TV, honestly, can't remember. I don't watch it. Occasionally you pop across and see what's going down. I haven't watched that for many, many, many months, I think. Same with Stephen's channel. I don't think I've seen that for a long, long time. There's no interest. There's no interest. And others, no. I don't hardly ever watch anything else. I'm more likely to watch AFTV than watch other city channels. Javier Chito, Javier Chito. So let's get it right, Javier. Hola, Javier. ¿Cómo estás? Watch it on YouTube. It's probably on YouTube already, man. Shouting out 9 Aguero's the best. So hey, come on, man. We're talking City and Aguero here, and you're talking about Zidane and Iniesta. Come on, man. Henry probably he scored a lot of goals. I scored a lot of goals as well, considering he played out on the wing. I think he was more extravagant with the goals. He scored more unbelievable goals than Aguero, but Aguero kept banging them in. Hey, Chris, how you doing? Yeah, you're on your way home from Anfield. Well, Liverpool. I told you weeks and weeks ago, I told you they'd do it, and I thought it was going to be at the expense of Chelsea. Sorry, at the expense of Leicester. Today, it felt like it was going to be at the expense of Chelsea, and Chelsea snuck through. Leicester blew it. Leicester blew it. Can't believe how badly Leicester blew that. I mean, it was theirs. You're winning 2-1 against Spurs, a team that's pretty demoralised. Going nowhere, and you chuck it away. I can't believe that. Can't believe they chucked it down the toilet. I'm just looking at my fantasy team. 42 points. Is that it? Leeds must have let a late goal in. What happened to Leeds? To beat them 3-1. So I lost my points from Dallas. I got Stonesy in there. Pereira didn't play. I'll get a couple of points for Calvert-Lewin. Pretty low for me this week. It started off well, but it's ended pretty poor, actually. I think I should have done a little bit better, but did Bamford score? And I've dropped Bamford now, and so have I got him? Yeah, I dropped Bamford. I had Kelechi in Itchy and Nacho. Anyway, it is what it is. It is what it is. I got Kane in my side, so I'll get a little bit of bonus for Kane. But not much. It's not much, guys. Obviously, the score was at City. The big news was at City. Obviously, Aguero got 2 goals. KDB got a goal and assist. Fernandinho got 2 assists. Foden and Jesus got a goal as well. Edison got, obviously, that penalty save is going to do him really well. Fernandinho got most bonus points before De Bruyne. Aguero got 3rd. He played less than 30 minutes, and he got 3rd. So yeah, good points available. You're going too fast. Sad to see you losing interest in the club's ambition goals. Yeah, honestly, Faris, look, I've enjoyed it, but it's true. It's certain situations. Look, the thing is, Faris, I've known for years what the situation's like at City. I've known for years. The stories that you hear, you can't tell. You can't repeat some stories, but I know a lot of dodge is the wrong word. Stuff that I don't like. I can't say it because you'll be breaking people's confidence who have already broken somebody else's confidence to tell me. But this stuff goes on that you don't feel is right. And look, the club can do whatever they want. Whether I think they're doing stuff that's fair. I disagree. I've said, many times I've been happy to raise my head up and say, I don't agree with this. I don't agree with that. Doesn't, make you a popular person at City for calling them out. If I was writing for one of the big newspapers, then they would treat me differently, even if I was calling them out. That's not fair. So there's certain things going on, and I just think it's come to a head. It's come to a head with a few people who say we've been paying, and it's not because I've not got a ticket. I just said that's the final thing for me, the acceptance. I've known it's been going on for years, but it's the acceptance and to say, yeah, it's a con. You know, the points, you know, the loyalty points through the platinum. And as I said, the club know it's wrong. The club know it's wrong. It's not really benefiting people. And I feel sorry for the people, like someone said to me today. I've been a season card holder for 40 years. I've only missed a handful of home games. And I couldn't get a ticket for today's game. Now, if they'd done it on the number of years you've had a season card, you know, someone with 35, 40 years trumps me, yeah, and I might not have got a ticket for today's game. But I think that's a fair way of doing it. There's a few things, Faris, and it's been going on for years. I'll spend the time with my kids now. Take them to football, take them to play football. So, you know, hopefully next week I'll join a club to do some coaching. My kids will start playing. I'll move on with life. You know, we've not been able to go to games. You're doing other things. So some people just carry on doing other things. I'll still watch games. I'll still cover them, but I think most games I'll cover from afar now. Fern is a new elder statement. Is the elder statement that he will get the credit he deserves. Should be signed up for life. Well, he's going to do another year at least. Cheers, Chris. Thanks a lot. I must have missed it. Good win against a tough team in top four, sealed third. It's crazy that you ended up third there. Reid Mahrez has less Premier League goals and assists this season, but the team's been scoring less. Yeah, we only scored low 80s, was it? You had Aguero in your fantasy. Hard, you cheeky monkey, Arj. Cheeky monkey. I did my team today, so I didn't even think about having him in my side. He scored 2 goals, Chris. He come on with less than 30 minutes to go. He scored 2 goals, got the man of the match. He could have had 1 or 2 more. If we're losing the final, I bring Torres on because I say, honestly, if we're losing in the final, I bring Torres on because he is the future. Aguero, Sterling and Jesus, they are the past. Sterling, for all the excitement he can create and cause and the worry, the final thing is he's not doing it. So happy says Aguero, amazing. What a player. Hesitant and crap decision, says Boothie. Apparently Bruno has transformed United, but they are playing the same and getting lucky wins. Absolutely hard. Like I spoke to my United fan brother-in-law yesterday, and I said, look, you know, all these games that United have won coming from behind at half-time to win. I don't know how many there's been, 6, 7 games this season. There's luck involved in them, as well as hard work and everything else, and skill and effort. But there's luck. And if next season you're not as lucky, say in 3 of them, you end up losing 6 or 9 points, you're miles down the table. So, you know, we'll have to wait and see. Harry says, I spot City over 40 years. These last 15 have been so great. I'm not sure the actual 15, Harry. 15 would take you back to Sven. Yes, 15 would take you back to Sven, man. Are you being serious? Even Piercy. Hard chase fights in the final. If that's what I would bring Jesus on. Oh, yeah, positive energy, man. Positive. We have 5 subs in the final yet. Positive energy. Farewell note telecast. It'll be on some channels, Mohammed. It'll be on some channels, just not me. You bring Jesus or Aguero over Torres. They haven't. Yeah, you're probably right. Probably right. Aguero would scare people. Jesus would work hard. It's difficult. It's difficult to say what is the right thing to do. Just check if I got this message. Adam, sorry, mate. I'm not going to stay long. Sorry, mate. I only just picked your message up, Adam, because I don't want to spend my time looking at on Twitter. So I just picked it up. I'm not going to stay too long, mate. But we'll do. I'll try, guys. I'll try and do some stuff all this week. Yeah, I'll try and do some shows. Anybody, honestly, anybody wants to come on this week, we'll try and do some shows, get people on, have some fun. Yeah, I'm not stopping. Don't get me wrong, I'm not stopping. I'll try and do some more stuff, but I've got some huge things on this summer, and I'm going to start focusing on other stuff as well. Who cares if they are the future of the past? It's about who is alive. Yeah, Cole, you're right. I just want to draw you people who are hiding in the background out to come and make some comments. I want to be just a little bit controversial. A little bit controversial now. Honestly, if you ask me who would I bring on, Aguero. You bring him on. You bring him on hoping for the fairy tale. You bring on Aguero, you argue he knows where the goal is, but he's got to be willing to work hard. That's the thing. If I'm bringing on Aguero, he's got to work hard. He's got to get us a goal. Chelsea have lost many to injury, so that's I don't like that critical talk. To be honest, I want them to play the best side. I don't want them to be, whoever wins. I don't want someone to have any excuses. If someone gets sent off after 10 minutes, that's not the same game. Someone gets injured beforehand, it's not the same game. If I should go between Jesus and Aguero, I'd still go for Aguero. Yeah, Haj, I don't look at opposition injuries as a bonus. I'm just getting the fizzy drinks out. I think I'll go and get myself a Coke in a minute, guys. Jesus played well today. I want to quick little talk. All right. It was greedy. The first chance he had, he should have passed to Foden. That was for a tap-in. Second chance he had, he should have passed to Sterling for a tap-in. He got one goal, but that's not enough. I don't know what hot takes are, Paris. Joining, guys. Next week, come on the channel, guys. Look, the stuff I do on another channel, I do some producing work for another channel. Loads of people get involved. Loads of people who've never done anything before, never. Okay, and I get some good stuff. I'm hopefully getting some tickets for games for people. Can't do it on this channel. It's a totally different kettle of fish. But people getting involved. When I ask people to get involved, I get a ton. Seriously. Ton of people yesterday I put out that were looking for content creators. I got 40 to 50 new followers yesterday on this other channel, and people, I got at least 20 messages. Can we do something? Can we do something? So it's open. I've always said, if people, it's a lot more fun when people join in. Hopefully, I'm trying to go forward with Patrick. Unfortunately, it wasn't available today. Patrick will come on for. Hopefully Patrick will be here for live team news and other bits and pieces. So hopefully that's a regular thing next season. I've got somebody else who said she'll come on next season. So hopefully that will happen. I haven't worked out what that will be. That maybe I get her on regularly, Leanne, to talk about player ratings or something. So I get regular other people involved. So, my aim for next season is still to do previews with an opposition fan, like we had with Rose, still to do live team news, still to do a few watch-alongs, but mostly post-match, and to do the press conference, and to do the player ratings. So that's 5 videos per game. Still plenty. If we're playing 2 games a week, I'm still doing 10 videos. I just might not do as much of the specials. It's the special stuff that I'll drop, and as much of the live streams during the week when there's nothing happening. And this is my first game was in 1974, so I've been all the downs as well as ups. I would love to come on the show, but it's timing. Hey, Andy, honestly, guys, anytime. Shows can be done anytime. We're a 24-hour world. I do podcasts. with Mike Long from Bolt from the Blue. We don't normally start until 10 o'clock UK time. And sometimes, we might start 11 o'clock UK time. Now, I've done stuff when I'm with another guy's channel, a Man United fan. And we started at 11 o'clock at night. I did one, that was at 11 o'clock UK time. I did one where I started at, I think, 12 o'clock at night in French time. And I finished at 2 o'clock in the morning. So there's lots of stuff we can do, guys. Join in, have some fun. Future looks really bright for City. Win or lose Saturday. City's the best club in the world. Absolutely, Dre. Look, especially, I'll say this again. If we get ourselves Harry Kane, Jack Grealish, and a good left back, we're getting better and better. You've got to, I've said before, you cannot stand still. The season we stood still after the Formidables, Company left, we stood still. Okay? In my opinion, we stood still. We didn't get the right personnel in. And look what happened. We still did okay, 81 points. It's okay. It's not winning you the league. It's not winning your league anymore. Next season, our team won't get any worse, so we should be favourites for the league. Plus, we will get a striker left back. Absolutely, Haj. Kante's rumoured to be rested for the final. That's why he wasn't in the squad. Yeah, absolutely, Dre. We do not celebrate injuries. We want to win against the best. Hopefully, we will see more of Liam Delap next season. He's really excited. Well, quick little thought. That's an important point to make. We'll see Liam Delap. Hopefully, we'll see a bit more of Cole Palmer and Tommy Doyle. Definitely 2 or 3 will be regularly, or 2. I think at least 2. Pep said will be training with the first team full time. So that's their chance to shine and come through. Yeah, Andy, honestly, come on, mate. Some of the most fun we have is the stories. We're talking, when Bernard used to come on, or others. When I just did stuff with Bolt from the Blue, Mike Long, we have some great fun. We'd be on for 2 hours and we'd end up talking music and listen to, it used to start off on football and then we end up talking about music. It gets, and actually, those are the fun times. When I get Patrick on, that's fun. I like working with other people. Let's be honest. I like working with other people. You bounce off each other. With Patrick, I have so much more fun. With Mike, I have so much more fun. When people come on and you have a good relationship, good rapport, you bounce off each other. Guys, make sure you hit those like buttons because we've had a lot of people watching and then disappearing. So you always worry that there'll be a few dislikes coming. So if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Let us get blast past 400 subscribers as soon as we can. And then hit that bell icon so you're notified as soon as new videos come out, and give us a like, give us a thumbs up. Pep, the best coach of all time. Can't argue with that, Drake. Can't argue with that. He's officially in the conversation. We need Grealish and Delap should be given the chance to shine. Absolutely, Uncle. Grealish would be lovely if we don't get a striker. Haj, I just think, I said it before, we can get, financially, I'm not worried about money, get Patson. The risk of getting Grealish, Daka and Kane is who misses out. Then you have too many men to miss out. And what happens to Torres? What happens to his development? Is it stunted? Now, if we lost one of, we're losing Aguero, so we need a replacement, and that's Kane. If we lost Sterling or Jesus, I don't think we'll lose Sterling. I think they're negotiating his contract, and I don't think we'll lose Jesus. But I'm just saying, if, and you got Grealish and Daka, I'd be over the moon. But I just think that's too many people. You could use Grealish. Harry, I think you can use Grealish all over the front area as an attacking midfielder, as long as he doesn't lose the ball, as a winger. You can even put him up top. Jesus was decent today, says Haj, but Greedy missed a few easy chances, which should be on target minimum. Only need one forward, just one, and then go again the year after. Andy, I'll put me Twitter's the best place to contact me. Something like this. Let's type it out. Best is contact me on Twitter or hopefully next season, I'll try and get James involved again. James and Daniel, try and get them to do a few bits and pieces. Hatches, if we get Kane, Grealish and Kane, but no one else, and Aguero and Garcia leave, but keep Mendy, would you be happy? No, I wouldn't. I don't want Mendy. I don't want Mendy. He's not good enough. He's not good enough for where we want to be. I want a left back who's better than Zinchenko. I want Zinchenko to be our backup left back. That's my plan. And the following season, I want a new right back. I want pressure. Mendy is not good enough. Sterling and Mendy should be sold, says Haj. I tend to agree. Come on, Sterling's time is no. If I was letting anybody go, it was Jesus before Sterling, but Jesus is actually doing better than Sterling. Sterling's time might not be up, but he's not doing well enough. As a top squad player, I don't want that. I want players who will deliver. Mendy and Sterling are not City quality. Faris, let's be honest, is quite top. Mendy isn't. Sterling, I think, still can offer a lot. But when is he going to start delivering? At some point. Now, look, I'm talking to I'll tell you about my brother-in-law. We're talking about the fantasy league, and I said one of the problems is you've got to make a decision when somebody, when someone's been on a good run. When do you drop them out? Yeah, I dropped, for instance, I had Hugh Dallas. The Leeds defender in my fantasy team. Before City, I dropped him. The guy scores 2 goals, gets about 15 or 17 points, and makes me look like a mug. Yeah. So you've got to pick your moments. And at what point do you say Sterling's over the top? He's on the slide. He's not going to come back. Are we there yet? I don't know. Hatches, I really hope we keep Laporte and Aki. I think we will. Sterling was the first name on the team sheet in 17. Absolutely, Faris. He was the first name. Okay, he was the first name. Now he's not on the team sheet. He's on the subs bench. It might be the first name on the subs bench, but he's on the subs bench. So what a drop for me. What a fall from grace. People say Cancelo is awful defensively. He has most tackles and interceptions for City this season. Critical talk. Do you watch football? Have you seen Sterling's numbers? His numbers are dropping. Oh, look, Harry, you're right. When Mendy turned up, he was awesome. Now he's not. Injuries and everything. I'm not going to get that. I was good. I don't think we saw the fella. I don't think that's happening. Just looking at what's going down. Just we'll see what pictures and messages and stuff are going down. Liverpool fans happy. A lot of City stuff going down. Harry Kane has got 23 goals and 14 assists in 35 appearances. Look, for whatever you say, he's got 37 goals and appearances. 37 goals and assists in 35 appearances. He's won the Golden Boot. He's got the most assists. Why can't he be Player of the Season? He won't, but why can't he? He's got. For me, you can't argue with that. You can't argue with those numbers. You can see what you like about Ruben Dias. And look, the trophies have come to City. But if you say there's one who, honestly, forget where the trophies have ended up, who has been the standout player this season? The guy who's got 23 goals and 14 assists. Yeah. Oh, look, City have won the League Cup. We won the league. Semi-final of the FA Cup. We're in the final of the Champions League. If we win that, you could argue that, we've been greedy and taken all these trophies. But it doesn't necessarily mean you've had the best player in the league. Last couple of minutes, guys. Phil Foden, third Premier League title, Champions League, and coming 20 years old. Well, Haj, he'll be 21 on the 28th of May. So he'll be 21 before he plays the Champions League final. His form is unacceptable. It's for me, it's 50-50, Faris. There were a few games, the last 3 games or so, he's been better. But before that, I wanted to sell him because, okay, you can argue that's a knee-jerk reaction, but he just looked awful. He's not good enough yet. He's not good enough to start for City, and that's the concern for me. Is he ever going to get back to his old form? You hope he does. Critical Talk says, I've been watching football, but Sterling has hit his peak, and he's only consistent slope downwards. Sterling is still a decent footballer, but he isn't quality. Prices we can sell him, which I don't agree with. If we only get the same type of player with the same quality, my issue with Grealish is that he's different from selling. Sometimes you want something a bit different. I'll get Grealish if we replace KDB or Mahrez, not Sterling, because he's a different type of player. Harry, would you take this? Harry would take this team to level. I think it would, Andy. I think it would. Mbappe has 52 goals and assists this season in a Farmers League. Sterling is around 45 at the same age in the Premier League. Credit to John Stones' revival this season. I said it. People said, people still say John Stones was all done by Ruben Dias. It wasn't. It was done by Johnny Stones. Johnny Stones turned John Stones' world around. He turned his form around. People said he played a lot of games last year. His head wasn't in the right place. I said last summer, John Stones needs a run of games. He needs to find his form. I don't want him to be sold. The worst, I wanted him to be loaned out. I did not want him to be sold. I wanted him to go somewhere like Spurs or Arsenal, get a run of games, get his form back, get his confidence back, get his emotional state right, and come back to City and show us what he's about. Now, look, it's brilliant. He did it. He turned it around at City. I didn't think he'd get enough games to turn it around at City, but he did. And kudos to him. And for me, it's not been as good towards the end, but City haven't. For me, for most of that season, he was our player of the season. And I don't care if people don't agree. for me, for what he'd achieved, he didn't make mistakes. Yes, he made the odd one towards the end of the season, but generally, for when we were really, really good, he hardly made any mistakes. And that's what I love about him. He did it on his own, and he got himself sorted. Yes, playing with Diaz has really helped him, but Diaz playing with Stones has helped Diaz as well. It's not, it's not a one-way street. And for me, Stones, his revival, his rise, it's like a phoenix-style rise from the ashes. John Stones has done absolutely wonderful stuff for himself, and I still have it. I rate him up there. Who's my player of the season? It's a really tough one. You've had different players up there. You've had Cancelo up there. You've had Stones up there. You've had Diaz. You've had Gundogan. You've had KDB. You've had Foden. Leicester, I for channel Leicester till I die, and they asked me who's your player of the season. I said it's very hard to tell because we've had so many have done really well, and Foden was up there for me because the way he's really come through this season and makes us tick. Bernardo's bounced back. Gundogan's been on fire. Cancelo was on fire for a while. KDB's still got magic in his boots. Mahrez has stepped it up. We've been a pretty hot side for most of this season. You just started badly, and then we were on fire. Just lifted the trophy, says Faris. Yeah, see, that's 45 minutes after the game's finished. I couldn't hang around and watch that. Wanted to talk to you guys. Wanted to talk to you. Champions again. Yeah, Harry's going for Ruben Diaz for the player of the season. Crisis with Gundogan and Diaz. See, this is something we can talk about. Tomorrow we can talk about, let's say, tomorrow is going to be the player ratings. Then we've got the rest of the week. We'll obviously get some Chelsea fans on. We'll talk to them. But you guys come on and we'll do some chat during the week. And then after the Champions League final, we'll do the usual. We'll do the player ratings. That'll be on the 30th. And then the 31st of May will be the look back at the season and give our player of the season. You don't need to do it now. Save it, guys. KDB and Stones missed too many games. I don't think so, Faris. I think Stonesy has played enough games for me. He's rested a lot. That's not his fault. Diaz has made a huge difference. But I think Stones as well. For me, obviously we needed them both. Yeah, and it's done really, really well. Yeah, Diaz was lucky today. I'm not sure about sending off. He was lucky with the tackle. Definitely that tackle. That give the penalty away. He didn't have the best of games. He was caught a little bit too much for my liking, in the wrong positions. Wow, this has been a fantastic stream. 470 on this stream. Wow. Cheers, guys. I might stay on a bit longer. 470. I couldn't believe that. Don't get those numbers anymore. Come on, City, for all you new fans. And if you're a new fan, if you're looking at this channel for the first time, guys, please subscribe. Hit that bell icon so you're notified as soon as new videos come out. And give us a thumbs up. Give us a like. I've been supporting City now since it was my birthday last week. I've been supporting City for over 40 years. I'm coming up to 50 years, guys. I've been supporting City almost 50 years. First match was back in 79, I think, 79, when we had Steve Daly. But I'll say it again, I'm not one of these guys who remembers the first game they went to. I was a kid. My dad didn't used to go to football. My dad played a lot of sport. My dad was a cricketer. He was always playing cricket at the weekends. He was a good cricketer as well, actually. He played in the Central Lancashire League. I've told you these stories. Playing with the Sir Garfield Sobers and other professionals, a lot of West Indian professionals. So my dad played with them. And so he did a lot of that. So my dad liked watching football, but he was not one for going to games. So I had to go with my mates occasionally when you got the money. Dad didn't like it because back in the 70s and 80s, obviously all the hooliganism, the racism, he wasn't keen on all that sort of stuff. So you could only go now and again with your mates. And my life was about playing sport. That's my number one. So I say kudos to the people who've had a season card for 40 years and then never missed a game or whatever. But sorry, for me, it was about playing football. you know. So when I lived down south, when I lived near London, I play football at weekend. I play football on a Saturday morning or a Saturday afternoon or whatever. I played football. I wasn't going to games, and occasionally I'd go to games around London. I'd go to games around London back in the day, around the early 1990s. But for me, sport was for playing. Sport was for playing. You know, I remember when I was in the mid-90s working down there, I'd play, we had football training on a Monday. So I'd go to the gym. After work, I'd go to the gym and do some weights. Okay. Then I'd go to football training. So I'd go to the gym about 4:30. And then I'd have football training at 7. So I did all my weights, went home, had some milk or whatever, and I'd go off football training at 7. Tuesday, we used to play same thing again. Gym, squash training on Tuesday. When gym and gymnastics. When I was down south, gymnastics on a Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. Thursday might go out. Let's not go into those stories, but Thursday was the night to go out. But still down the gym. Friday, gym again, do weights. Saturday would have a game of football, another game. Sometimes Friday nights I played badminton as well. So it just kind of mixed what I was doing. And then Saturday, another game of football. And then Sunday, I remember, Thursday nights, for instance, when I'm not going out to, I'm not doing sports, I'd go like for a run. I'd go on the treadmill, do 30, 40 minutes on the treadmill after doing my weights. So I wasn't just sitting around doing nothing. And then Sundays occasion, I'd find something, I'd look for something to do because I would be bored. I want to do sports. My life was built around sports. Now I'm older, got a bit more money, don't do as much in the way of sports. I go to games. So I've been going to games for donkey's years, but I'm a more on and off person because of my life. Some people don't want to do that. They've got other priorities, and their priorities are football. You know, each and all of us are different, and we can celebrate difference. So I've been going for a long time. So you know where I'm coming from. Foden didn't start a lot as well in the first half of the season when he was still starting. Yeah, but that was Pep. Pep would play Foden and Torres a bit, I think, in the Champions League, but not as much in the league. But maybe it's part of the bringing him through. And now, can you imagine playing a top game without Foden? Mahrez was shocking at the start of the season. He was. Well, I said Torres. I said Torres might overtake him, but he's turned it around. Well, I'm not sure we'll get 1,000 views today, but it would be nice, Faris. Pepe's loving the celebrations. I think he loves us as much about. Oh, Andy, he said now this is where he's been the happiest because there's the least pressure. This football pressure, this pressure to win games and win them in a nice way. So this pressure to win games, win trophies, that's all there. But all the politics, all the rubbish, the innuendo, the rumours, the infighting, that's not happening at City. At Barcelona, you've got a president, then you've got someone else who wants the presidency. You've got all the sniping. You don't have that at City. City is, you've got an owner, Sheikh Mansour, a chairman, in Khaldoon Al-Mubarak, and people Pep knows and trusts in Cheeky and Ferran and his backroom team are his choices. You got some of the best training facilities in world sport. You've got a wonderful academy coming through. You've got the finances to buy players. You've got everything you need to be as happy as possible. I think he said the only downside of being in Manchester is the weather. It's the rain. He loves being in the city. So he's so happy, so happy here. Another couple of seasons at City, I'd love that. 5 or 6 seasons, that would be awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Alexandra. So I love all you guys for your constant support. Mahrez started to pick up form around the West Brom game late in January, says Haj. Slater Mahrez, and he played better second half, says Harry. I would love to have a chat as we are similar age and started supporting City around the same time. So many memories. I was a season ticket holder at Main Road, Quebec Sport. Well, see, I only went to bits and pieces at Main Road because, as I said, I've been through all the story. Done a lot more at City Manchester, and then I used to go to games when you didn't get loyalty points. You know, when it cost you an arm and a leg. I told the stories where my first job as an accountant in 1990, I used to take home 600 quid a month. Bang on, 600 quid a month. My rent was 200 quid a month. I had 400 quid a month to spend on everything else. Can you imagine that? And that's travel. You know, so we were trained to be accountant, so we have to go into London for our training courses. So you pay for the travel yourself. And going to a game of football would cost me at least 50 quid. Going to one game of football would cost me at least 50 quid. You know, that's where my money went. Any spare, that's where it went. Train ticket to go in, going on the door. It was expensive. So it's, you know, it's a different thing now. You know, it's still not cheap, but it's more affordable for me anyway. Supreme Game Boy. We'll miss you, Aguero. Absolutely. Aguero's always be the hero, City Mohendra. Absolutely. I mean, Sergio, look, I was there. I said it. I got my little lad. My little lad's not interested that much in football anymore. He's 12 and a half now. He's growing up. He's nearly as tall as me. His feet are almost as big as mine. He's going to start nicking my trainers. Because I've got far too many. I've got. My wife used to complain. She said, "You got a suitcase or a box full of trainers." And then you've got 20 pairs of new trainers waiting to be worn. I actually used to have this. It is a suitcase, but it's one of these expandable suitcases, so it's massive. You know, it's something that, you know, if you're going on holiday, you can put 30 kilos of stuff in, no problem. And that is full of shoes. That is full of trainers. Loads of trainers. Love me Adidas and Puma. Mostly. I got a few Nikes, but mostly Adidas and Puma. And yeah, so I've got tons and tons. So anyway, I brought my kid. I said, look, watch the end of this game. Watch 10 minutes of this game because there's Aguero playing. Sergio Aguero, because he went to see Sergio play on his debut back in, I'll get the dates right, 15th of August 2011. My lad was there, and it was only 2 3/4. And I remember it was an evening game. Thousands, probably 10,000 City fans had already left. Honestly, thousands and thousands of fans had left. First game of the season, beating Swansea 3-0 at the time. Thousands of fans had left. And it was coming towards the end of the game. And I just wanted to stay to the end. I don't want to leave early. And I remember we went up the terrace to leave. But I did it slowly. So every time he said, let's go, I would go up a couple of 2 or 3 rows because there's plenty of seats. And he said, then you want to be whinging again. I said, a couple more. And we got to the back. And that's, I think, where they had either the wheelchair access or something. And the guy said, yeah, because there was no one there. He said, you can just stand here. Because I didn't want to leave. And he kind of knew I didn't want to leave. And then Aguero thundered that, shot him from about 30 yards. And then we could leave. What an awesome debut. 30-minute debut, 2 goals, an assist. Hero, a star was born. Andy says, Kinkladze, Voller, Casimir Dana. I think Casimir Dana was a little bit before. Well, not before my time, because I used to listen to him on the radio. I'm once again talking to my brother-in-law about listening on the radio, trying to find when you didn't know where to look, or you knew Piccadilly would have it, and then sometimes you know there's a game on and Piccadilly don't have their commentary, and you didn't know that other people had rights as well. But you're a kid, you didn't know these things, and there was no one to ask, because no one, most people in my school spotted United or Liverpool, and that's it. No one spotted City. Oh, Ilana was great. Ilana was fantastic. You know, you just think with the amount of skill some people had, you just wish they could work it better for us. But he was great. How says my son's got a goal against Mooney at Main Road. Not that impressed with fan noise. Part timers there with season card holders at home like me doing that. Well, it is what it is. It is what it is. You know, I said if they'd done it on longevity, how many years you've had a season card, I think that for me that was fair. Do it on how many years you've had a season card, not on loyalty points, because the loyalty point system isn't fair. I've said it. I don't want to go all grind. It's not fair. If you play for platinum, you know you could have 7,000 or 8,000 points more than somebody else who's been to exactly the same number of games as you, but they don't have platinum. How fair is that? Or you could have, you know, it's a home game. Why are you looking at points on a home game? Because there's people who say, hang on, I've been going to home games for 40 years or 30 years. Yeah. Why am I losing out to somebody who, just because they go to away games? My loyalty is here in Manchester. Either I can't afford to go to the away games, or either travel, or I can't travel, or whatever the reason is. They don't need a reason. So why is that person getting it? There's no easy way to make everybody happy. But for me, it was simply give it to people based upon how long they've had a season card. That's it. And the other thing is, it's quite remarkable, as someone said to me, how many families got tickets, or how many people from the same household. I know families of, friends, and 2 people have gone, or 3 from the same house or same family. And you think, well, the chances, I guess the chances of getting a ticket are 1 in 5 or 1 in 7 for a normal fan. So if it's 1 in 5, the chance of 3 of you in the same house getting a ticket is about 1 in 125. If it's 1 in 7, it's about 1 in 289. Is that right? So it's really, really, really difficult to get a ticket. And I'm not sure if they group them together, because you can link with other people in your household. And they said if there's 3, one gets anyway, a lot of people not happy. And this is a missed penalty City against Tony Corton with the Junior Blues. I played at, I think it was in 2006, 2005 or 2006. I played at City Manchester in a charity game on the same side as Andy Hinchcliffe, and he signed my shirt. And on the other side was David White, who took the mick out of me. He's my age, David White. He was massive, but he was already getting big. In 2006, we're looking 15 years ago, he's always already getting big. I was captain for that day. It was really good. It's hard work, but I enjoyed it. And that's why occasionally you'll see me wearing a Leicester shirt when I want Leicester to do well, like when they were playing against Liverpool or Arsenal, something like that. Because I did a game at Leicester as well with some mates in a charity game. Brianna McPhillips says, been sad all day, Aguero change the football map will always be part of our story and club. Absolutely. Today brought tears to my eyes. So happy he's left on a high, hoping he seals move to Barcelona. Yeah, I think the Barcelona seems like a gimme. As long as they pay him enough money, he's there. He's going to get a big wage cut. But let's be honest, he's probably made enough money in his 10 years at City. I don't believe he's ever earned less than 100 grand. The last few years he's been on, I think, 240 grand a week. I think he's done all right. I think he's, if you're thinking 240 grand a week. But 11, 12 million a year. He's done all right. That's just from City. Forget about his endorsements with whoever's Puma or whoever's doing his boots. He's probably pulling in 20, 25 million a year. Even if you lose half of that on tax, you're on about 10, 12 million a year after tax. I think he's done all right. So he'll go to Barca. He doesn't need the money, but I think he'll want them to pay him well. Hey, Koyo, nice to have you on board. So happy for City fans. So happy for football. The football was a winner today, obviously. Football was a winner. 800. I'm staying on Faris. I'm up to 827 views. 827 views. Let's try and squeeze up to 1,000. We're not giving all our young players to Barcelona. I don't think Aguero's young is 32. Garcia's going there as well. And Aguero's going off to Barca. Who else is going then? That's it, Harry. Who else have we sent their way recently? I don't think there's anybody. But it is, as Brianna says, it's a sad day for City, but it's a day that, it was going to come. It's going to come. Those players we had in the early days, like Hart, Zabaleta, Company, Yaya Toure, David Silva, and the last one, Aguero, he's off. The last one from the back in the day. The last one is going. The last one from that league title winning side, I think, is Aguero. And then now I think, we'll turn it off, guys. I better go, guys. I've been on an hour. We'll get the numbers. Guys, look after yourself. I didn't know he was going, Harry. I didn't know Andrew Benabi was going, but he came from there, so I can understand that. Guys, I've got to shoot. Could do some work. Guys, look after yourselves. We'll catch you tomorrow, and enjoy Sergio Aguero's last day. Enjoy it, guys. Drink it in. You'll never see anything like this again. Night-night.